Okay, we're working on the units of similar polygons. And what we learn about similar polygons is a polygon is a many-sided shape. So a triangle is a polygon. Two polygons whose corresponding angles are congruent, that's either similar, and the lengths of corresponding sides are proportional. So the way you look at these, there are two triangles. One is a small triangle, and the other triangle is the large triangle, this triangle right here. Okay, so they tell us that those polygons are similar. That's what they told us. Okay, so we know that this is true, that corresponding angles are congruent and the corresponding sides will be proportional. That's because they're similar. Now, unfortunately, there's no information given about the angles. So this type of information cannot help me. So I have to use the corresponding sides of proportional. So here's the way you do it. For example, I'm going to call this the left side, this is the right side, and this is the base. So I can do this. I like to start with a question mark, so I'm going to do question mark. Okay, the left side of the yellow triangle corresponds to the left side of the big triangle. So question mark is to 60. Now pick another side that you know. I'm going to pick this one. 22 from the yellow triangle. That is the right side. The right side of this will be 55. Now, the way you solve out proportionality is you cross multiplying and put the answer right here. So the answer here will be 55 multiplied by question mark. So now you cross multiply the other numbers and put the answer on the other side. That is 60 multiplied by 22. Okay, if you want to, you can multiply, but you're going to get a very big number. And you're going to divide by another big number. So what I recommend is you do this, divide by 55, both sides, and on the right, these will cancel. So the answer will be question mark. Now, in my opinion, the easy way to solve this is the following. Take the 60 and do the prime factorization of 60. Factor of 60, can I use 1 or 16? What I recommend is 6 and 10. Factors of 6, can I use 1 or 6? 2 and 3. Factors of 10, can I use 1 or 10? 2 and 5. Factors of 2, cannot use 1 or 2. Okay, cannot be done, so 2 is prime. Factors of 3, can I use 1 or 3? Cannot be done, so that's prime. Factors of 5, cannot use 1 or 5. Cannot be done, so that's prime. Now the next number you want to factor is 22. Now, factor of 22, you can use 1 or the number itself. I recommend you use 2 and 11. Okay, 2 is prime already. Factors of 11, can I use 1 or 11? Cannot be done, so that's prime. Okay, now factors of 55, cannot use 1 or the number itself, 1 or 55. But I recommend you use 5 and 11. Factors of 5, can I use 1 or 5? Can't do it, that would be prime. And 11 is prime already. So what you do the following. Instead of 60, put the prime factors, okay? 2, 3, 2, and 5. Put them in order. That'll be 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. Went from smallest to biggest. Now, instead of 22, I'm going to put in 2 times 11. And instead of 55, I'm going to put in 5 multiplied by 11. Now, if you have the same number on the numerator and denominator, top and bottom, you can cancel them. Okay? So I can cancel a 5. I can cancel 11. And that's it. That's all I can cancel. So your answer will be the following. The question mark, the number, the side that I'm looking for is 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. So the question mark is 24. Okay. Now, this is problem number 1 on your homework. Now, problem number 2 is from your homework again. Now, remember what I told you guys the other day. This squiggly sign means similar. Triangle FGH is similar to triangle EDC. Now, what this tells you the following. Okay, the angles. Corresponding angles are congruent. The way they wrote it is very important. So, angle F, the first angle, is equal to, congruent to the first angle over here, angle E. So the way they wrote it is very important, the order they write the letters. Okay, now angle G is congruent. Angle G is the middle letter over here will be D. Now angle H is the last letter over here is angle D. So this statement is telling you that. Okay, now for proportionality there are 3 sides, so you do 3 fractions. Now same thing, look at the first 2 letters, FG, so you're saying is side FG. Now what are the first 2 letters over here? That be ED. Now the next 2 letters are GH. On the second triangle, the next 2 letters are DC. Now do the first and last letter, side FH. And same here, do the first and last letter, will be EC. Okay, so this statement right here is telling me all this information right here. Okay, all of it. Okay, so this statement right here gave me all of this information and all of it. Okay, now they didn't give me any angles, so this information will not help me solve the problem. They gave me the sides, so this information will help me. Okay, now what is the length of segment FG? FG is 91. Now what is the segment, what is the length of ED? ED is question mark. Now what is segment GH? What is the length? GH is 98. Now what is the length of segment DC? DC is 56. Now what is the segment of FH? I don't know, so there's nothing I can put. I can substitute in there. That would be FH. And what is the length of EC? Length of EC, I don't know it, so I cannot substitute in there. Now, what I recommend is focus only on this part of the problem. I don't need the other part, okay? That's what I need. This would allow me to solve the problem. So the way you do it is you cross multiply and put the answer on one side. So that'll be 91 multiplied by 56. Cross multiply using the other numbers and put the answer on the other side. That is 98 multiplied by question mark. Okay? Now, get the question mark by itself. You divide by 98. Divide by 98. These will cancel. So you have question mark is equal to. Now factor the numbers. I'm going to factor the 91, the 56, and the 98. Okay, factors of 91, can I use 1 or 91? Okay, cannot be done, so that number is prime. Okay, cannot be factored. Factors of 56, can I use 1 or 56? You know what, that is 7 multiplied by 8. Factors of 7, cannot use 1 or 7. Cannot be done, so that's prime. Factors of 8, can I use 1 or 8? That'll be 2 and 4. Factors of 2, can I use 1 or 2? Cannot be done, so that's prime. Factor of 4 will be 2 and 2. And we know that 2 is prime already. So that's it, I'm done with all prime numbers. Now, factors of 98. Can I use 1 or 98? That'd be 2 multiplied by 49. Factors of 2, cannot use 1 or 2. Can't do it, that's prime. Factor of 49, can I use 1 or 49? That'd be 7 times 7. Factors of 7, cannot use 1 or 7. Cannot be done, so that's prime. Now what you do, instead of 91 to the factors of 91, couldn't be factors, stay the same. Factors of 56 will be 7, 2, 2, 2. Remember, put them in order. So that'll be 2, put the small numbers first, and then 7. Factor of 98 will be 2 times 7 times 7. Now, if we have the same number in the numerator, denominator, top and bottom, we can cancel them. I can cancel a 2s, a pair of 2s. I can cancel a pair of 7s. And that's it. Okay? So now the answer will be the following. Hold on, let me check. I think the 91 is not prime, okay? Let me double check. I'll get back to you guys. Okay, 91 is not prime, so this is a mistake. I learned that 91, factors of 91 are 7 multiplied by 13. Okay, factors of 7, can I use 1 or 7? Cannot do that, it's prime already. Factor of 13, can I use 1 or 13? That is prime already. Okay, so I gotta fix this. This number wouldn't be 91, it'll be 7 times 13. Okay, everything else is correct. And now, this 7 would cancel with that 7. Okay, now, what you have is 13 times 2 is 26. 26 times 2 is 52. So the length of the side that we're looking for will be 52. So this side will be 52. Okay. So this is problem number 1 and number 2 on your homework. Do the rest of them in about 30 minutes. I'll answer any questions you may have and do any of the other examples. Okay. Thank you.